In the time of Jesus, people expected faith to be found in the usual places, in the synagogues, among the teachers of the law, in the people who had known the stories of Abraham, Moses, and David since childhood. But the Gospels show something surprising. Sometimes the clearest faith came from people no one was looking at. People who were not Jewish. People who did not have the right background. People who were, in the eyes of society, outsiders. One of the clearest examples is the story of a Roman centurion. He was a soldier, an officer, a man with rank and responsibility. He was not raised to follow the God of Israel, and yet, in one moment, he showed a level of trust in Jesus that even Jesus said he had not found among his own people. This story is not only about a healing. It is about how Jesus responds when someone truly honors his authority. To feel the weight of this story, we have to remember what the situation was like. Israel was not free. Rome was in charge. Roman soldiers walked the streets. Roman taxes were collected. Roman power was felt in daily life. For many Jews, Rome was a symbol of oppression. Now imagine, a Roman officer, a representative of the empire, coming to seek help from a Jewish teacher. That alone is upside down. The powerful asking the poor. The ruler asking the ruled. It means this centurion was different. He was not arrogant. He was not careless. He had heard enough about Jesus to believe that this man was more than just another preacher. He was ready to cross cultural and political lines for the sake of someone he loved. The Gospels tell us that the centurion had a servant who was very dear to him. That already says something about his heart. Many in that era didn't value servants. If a servant got sick, he could be replaced. But this centurion was not like that. He cared. He saw the servant as a person. When that servant became severely ill, paralyzed, in terrible pain, the centurion did not ignore it. He felt it. This is how God often draws people, through need. A problem we can't fix, a pain we can't remove, a person we can't heal. The centurion had authority over soldiers, but he did not have authority over sickness. And that gap, between what he could do and what he could not do, created space for Jesus to enter. So the centurion reached out. In Matthew's account, he speaks directly to Jesus. In Luke's telling, he even sends Jewish elders to speak for him, a sign of respect. Either way, the message is clear. Lord, my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly. It is short, it is honest, and it is humble. He doesn't bargain. He doesn't say, I am Roman, I deserve this. He simply brings the pain to the only one he believes can fix it. And Jesus answers immediately, I will come and heal him. That is the heart of Christ. He is willing to go. He is willing to enter a Gentile's home. He is willing to cross the line people drew. Mercy is faster than prejudice. Then comes the part that makes this story unforgettable. The centurion stops Jesus and says, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come under my roof. That is stunning. A Roman officer, higher in earthly status than most people around, says to a Jewish rabbi, I am not worthy. That is what humility looks like. Then he adds the line that reveals his faith, but only say the word, and my servant will be healed. He believes the authority of Jesus is not limited by distance. Jesus doesn't have to touch. He doesn't have to be in the room. His word carries his presence. The centurion is saying, your word is enough. He even explains why he thinks this way. I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. In other words, I know how authority works. When a person with real authority speaks, things move. I have seen it with my soldiers. I believe you have that same authority, but over sickness, over paralysis, over the unseen. This is deep because he is not asking based on feelings. He is asking based on revelation. Jesus' word is backed by heaven. He has understood something some of the religious leaders had not understood, that Jesus' authority is not ordinary. The Bible says Jesus was amazed. There are not many places in the Gospels where Jesus is said to marvel or be amazed, but here he is. He turns to the crowd and says, "I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith." Imagine hearing that, the Messiah saying, "This Roman got it," not because he knew every verse, but because he trusted the power of the speaker. Jesus then declares that many will come from east and west and sit at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, meaning God's kingdom will include people from outside Israel, but some who thought they were inside will be left out. The centurion's faith becomes a picture of how the kingdom opens. Then comes the quiet miracle. Jesus does not go to the house. He does not lay hands. He simply speaks. And at that very hour, the servant is healed. No drama, no crowd cheering, just the authority of the Son of God reaching into a house he did not physically enter. This fits perfectly with what the centurion believed, that Jesus' word travels, that his authority is effective anywhere. It also teaches us today that God is not limited by our location, our house, our country. He can answer from a distance. So what does this story say to people today? People who feel far from God, or people who think, "I didn't grow up in church. Will God listen to me?" It says, God is looking for faith, not for labels. The centurion had three beautiful things. He cared about the weak, he honored Jesus, and he trusted Jesus' word. Those three still move God's heart. Maybe someone listening wants to pray for a sick family member. Maybe someone is praying for a nation at war far away. This story says, Jesus can speak from where he is, and healing can reach where we cannot. The story of the Roman centurion is a reminder that God is moved by faith, not by background. He was not Jewish, he was not a disciple, but he honored Jesus' authority, and Jesus was amazed. He said two powerful things. Lord, I am not worthy. That's humility. Say the word. That's faith. When those two go together, the door opens. He didn't even pray for himself. He prayed for someone weaker, his servant. That means real faith can stand in the gap for another person. So if someone today wants to pray for a sick friend, for family far away, even for a land in trouble, this story says Jesus can speak from here, and healing can reach there. Come to him the same way. Lord, I'm not worthy, but say the word.